Shinyanga, northwestern Tanzania. It used to be covered in acre after acre of indigenous miombo woodland and acacia trees, but 50 years ago, the forest was slowly decimated. The causes: uncontrolled land clearing to grow a cash crop, cotton, and a misguided directive which believed that tree felling would eradicate the tsetse fly. What remained became known as the desert of Tanzania. To repair decades of environmental damage, the government of Tanzania took emergency measures to re-establish the former woodlands. And in 1986, the Hifadhi Shinyanga project, or HASHI, was set up. Bringing together the Sukuma people and government extension workers, it was a partnership designed to combine indigenous knowledge with modern techniques. Technical advice on the cultivation of trees and grasses was provided by HASHI, whilst the Sukuma revived a traditional system known as ngitili. It's the end of the cotton picking season in Shinyanga, and the village of Mwamishali is celebrating. The village has been part of the HASHI project since it began, and at the forefront of reviving the traditional system of ngitili. It's based on conserving grazing areas in the dry season and controlling the use of the forest to benefit their livelihoods. Mwamishali village is just one of the Sukuma communities which has set aside restored land for communal grazing and commercial forest activities. A village council is convened once a month to implement the practicalities of land management ngitili style, when it can be used for cattle grazing and when it should be rested. The rested areas are guarded and violators punished with fines defined by the village bylaws. 5,000 Tanzanian shillings or $5 per head of cattle found in the wrong place at the wrong time, more depending if they cause serious damage, and ostracism if they fail to pay. Restoration of the forest has brought many benefits to the Sukuma. No longer are they solely dependent on cotton, while controlled harvesting means that selective thinnings are used to fire kilns for bricks, which in turn provide better housing.
In the past, people were not used to brick burning. They were using mud bricks to build their houses, and sometimes they were using cement bricks. But nowadays, they found it very cheaper to get firewood. So they've turned the lifestyle. A good number of people now are using bricks which are burned to build their houses. The process is cheap. It's an indigenous technology. So it is embedded within the Sukuma culture.
Also embedded in the local culture is the knowledge of medicinal plants and roots which they sell.
I am a traditional healer. I am using this forest to get medicine for various ailments, like stomach diseases, and also helping women to conceive.
Most important is the increase in the water table, which the encroaching forest has encouraged.
In the past, there was a problem of water, especially during the dry season. But it has been observed that an improvement of water availability has been achieved. That is, within this place, the water table has risen up. Even the women workload has been reduced to some extent.
Reviving the traditional ngitili system, as seen in the village of Mwamishali, has been a great success. It's now practiced in more than 300 other communities within the Shinyanga region. The people have benefited from the enrichment of their livelihood, but it's the environment which reveals the most dramatic difference. 15 species of trees and 30 of grass have returned to green what was the desert of Tanzania.